So I'd like to talk about the Casio EFK-100. Focus on me. Okay, there we go. As someone with a small wrist, some might say the size of a spice bottle. And this is a really spicy watch. I've got a lot to say about this. By the way, check out the upgrade. We got the second camera right there, first camera right here. Now, I've worn this watch for about a month straight, pretty much since it's been out, and I wanted to share some pros and some cons, just some general comments. Just as a reference, I have a 6¼ inch or 16 centimeter wrist circumference and a wrist width or a wrist table, this right here, this one right here, of about 2 inches. So now on to the boring stuff, the dimensions. So these are just my measurements, take them for what you will. From the 12 o'clock to the 6 o'clock right here, I got 37 centimeters. From the 9 o'clock to the 3 o'clock, including the crown, I got 41.5. If you just want to know what the glass is, I got 32 millimeters. The lug to lug, I got at 43.5, which is pretty small. The band itself starts off at 22 and tapers down to what I got is 18. Now, why do I have this watch? And unlike the other watches, not why did I buy this watch, why do I have this watch? Well, in full transparency, I received this watch for free in exchange for a review. I didn't reach out to Casio, instead they, through a third party, reached out to me. I was really hesitant to do this at first because I wasn't even sure if it was a real email or not. But after talking it over with my wife, I decided to accept. I could have done an unboxing video or a first impressions video, but I really wanted to wear the watch for a long time before sharing my opinion of it, because I know that people are going to be deciding whether or not they want to buy the watch once it comes back into stock. If you're familiar with all my other videos, you know that I don't do a lot of B-roll, so if you want the close-up shots, that's about as close as you're going to get. I got the black one. I like to wear the actual watch the entire time, and now with the second view, you can actually kind of see what it might look like on someone's wrist. Now, does the fact that I got this watch for free versus buying it myself like I have every other Casio watch I've reviewed on this channel influence this review, influence this video? Absolutely. And I'll talk more about that towards the end. But first, let me just get to the pros and cons of this particular watch. Now, pro number one is the dial size. I like to review watches through the lens of someone with a small wrist, because size on wrist is nearly as important to me as the look of the watch itself. Maybe for guys with 7-inch plus wrists, maybe you don't care as much about the overall size, but as someone with a smaller wrist, I'm very sensitive to the size of the watch, because nothing is as discouraging as getting a watch that is way too big, which means that you're going to be wearing this watch a whole lot less. Now, the dial size for this EFK-100 is nice. I'm really glad that Casio didn't go too large on their first automatic attempt. I think a 37 millimeter is relatively small, especially because the bezel slants outwards like that. So I think that the size works really well. The true size of the glass, like I mentioned earlier, is 32, which again is on the smaller side. But as someone with a small wrist, I really don't think it looks too bad. In fact, I think it looks great. So if you're out there and you have a small wrist and you're wondering about how this watch fits, hopefully I've answered that question for you. I think dial size is absolutely perfect for us small wristers. Now, pro number two is the cool factor. What can I say other than that? It's pretty cool to have Casio's first automatic watch. This was a point that originally I was conflicted with, because when I think about Casio, the reason why I like Casio so much and started collecting them is because of digital and the quartz, the being so reliable and just easy to maintain. Just this battery replacement, solar, if they have it, easy. And so a question I asked myself was, does an automatic make it any less of a Casio? And I don't know, but I'm just glad to see that Casio is trying something new. For those who collect Casio watches, this is a nice piece to have in your collection. Now, when most people know that this is a Casio automatic and appreciate the coolness of that, probably not. I think most people don't even care what kind of watch you're wearing. But the thing is, you'll know that you're wearing something cool and somewhat historic. And I think because of that, hopefully you can wear it very proudly. Now, pro number three is the features, and there are some very nice features that are included in this watch. They don't have to do that. They didn't have to do that with this particular watch, but I am really glad that they did. I won't go over all the ones, but the ones that really stand out to me, I'm gonna take off the watch because as you know, I don't like it when people hold watches. I'll put it back on. I do like the fact that they included a sapphire glass on the front. It's very, very nice. But more importantly, the feature on the back, leaving the back open. I don't know if you're gonna get a good angle of that. But leaving the back open, I thought was very unique. Is it gonna focus? Yeah, there you go. Because as someone who is collecting Casios and everything is closed up, the fact that you can look in the back of the watch it's a very novel idea for someone like me. And so the fact that they opened it up and left it open, I really like that. 10 bars of water resistance, good enough for me. I'm not really gonna do anything crazy, although I will say I did take this to the beach. Absolutely fine. Didn't do any big diving, but you know, just splashing around the water, submerged, all good. And again, as someone who doesn't have really a lot of these types of watches, I think it's just kind of neat. Now, pro number 4, let's talk about the bracelet. I do have a lot of comments on the bracelet, and it's sort of a pro and a con. I know that the bracelet is a controversial topic because of the way that they made it, but I will say for feel, the feel of the bracelet, I think it feels pretty good. It's better than the typical Casio bracelets that they usually give, the steel ones. It's not as jingly or jangly, although it would have been nice to be able to swap. I think as is, it's pretty good. All right, now let's talk about the cons. The biggest con for me is the lugs. Now, it's hard to kind of describe this, so I'm gonna try my best by comparing other Edifice watches that I have. These are the 3 Edifice watches that I have. Are they all facing the right way? No. Okay. These are the 3 Edifice watches that I have. So that's what this watch is joining, and I want to show you what these watches have that is different from this watch, even though again they're all in the family. And I think it helps to explain what the biggest con for me is. The fact is, and maybe you can see it here, the lugs are not long enough. So, okay, watch coming off. The lugs on this are not long enough to wrap around at least my wrist. And this is hurt because of the fact that this watch is a lot thicker because it has the automatic movement in it. So I wish the lugs curved a little more. Now, what this will do for people, especially again, someone with my particular wrist, is it creates this gap off to the side. And that's one of the things that I struggled with when I first got the watch. I mean, the first like 3 or 4 days after I made the adjustment, I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong with this watch? And there is this huge gap. It was even bigger than it shows now. The problem was when I was adjusting the size of the bracelet, you know, I like to do even links on both sides. So I had 2 down arrows on this side and 2 down arrows on this side. And what that did was, because of this little clasp right here, it made it seem like it was very straight. And so because it makes it straight when it sits on at least my wrist, it has a gap here when you're and it's very noticeable to me. So when you're looking down your wrist, you can see it. Maybe other people don't care, but I actually do care about that. And it was bothering me so much. I was thinking, man, this watch is bad. Again, it doesn't look as bad now, but when I first got it, it was really bad. And the way that I solved this problem, and for anybody out there who's also like looking at this and they're like, oh, this doesn't look right. What I had to do was I had to put 3 arrow links on this side, on the far side, and just 1 on this side. And honestly, if I could, I would put 4 links on this side and none on this side, just to even it out, because, oh gosh, this is the magic of YouTube. This side, it needs more curve, right? Is it showing? It needs more curve. It was way too straight. And that was just making this bad. And the thing is, you don't see this on the other Edifice ones. They all wrap around nicely. Because the watches, at least these Edifice ones, are really thin, there's no problem, right? Like there's no space here. It wraps around nicely. I know people will be asking, what are these watches, in the comments, but I don't know the models offhand. They're on the back side, but they're on my YouTube channel. Again, wraps around real nicely because it's curved, especially this one, but it's also because the watch is so thin, right? So looking at this curve right here, and then the third one, again, same thing. You can see it curves a lot, but it's also just very, very thin. So when I look at these Edifice watches, to me, they fit way, way better than this one. And I think the result is, again, fit-wise, I'm not talking about the size of the dial. I'm talking about this part right here. And that just may be a result of the thickness of the watch. It's something that I'm okay with now, but other people may not be okay with if they take a look at this watch. So I just wanted to put that out because that was a huge con for me at first, and I didn't really know what to do with that. Con number 2 is the texture of this dial. Now, when I first saw the pictures of this dial, let me get a close up. All right. When I first saw the pictures of this dial online, it looked real good. And while it's a very nice brushed, artsy look, the problem is whenever I look down at my watch, it looked like a smudge. And I was constantly going like this on the watch. And I've just given up already on cleaning the glass, because every time I look at it, it looks like it's smudged, but actually it's the texture underneath. I wish they would have just gone with something clean. You know how Casio does it. They release their standard colors, black, blue, green, and then second edition is light blue or salmon or red or, you know, yellow or just different, you know. I wish they would have just something with solid colors instead of the texture. Con number 3, this is a personal preference, so may not apply to you. I am not a fan of the date window being down at 6. I love date windows. In fact, I'm glad they included one. At least they thought about that. But I don't like it at the 6 o'clock. In fact, it's one of the things about watches that I'm like, ugh. Like if it has a date window at the bottom, I'm like, oh, forget it. And so the fact that they put it there, I'm like, I don't even look at it. I really like it at the 3 o'clock or the 4 o'clock. Again, that's personal preference, but just something that for me is a con, and I wanted to mention that. And number 5 is the lume. The lume is extremely weak on this watch. Again, I wore it all the time, including at nighttime. And basically they put the lume on the little tiny tip of the hour and the minute hand. That's it. So nothing else has lume on it. So when you're looking at it at night, like I do, in the middle of the night, it just looks like those 2 tiny little lines, and you have to figure out what time it is. Now, it's not so bad if you have a general idea about what time it is, but if it's pitch black, you're kind of like guessing, and it's like having a all blackout watch with just hands, and you just gotta be like, it looks like it's about 2:15, or, you know, I don't know, is that 3:15? I have no idea. So I wish they would have added some lume, maybe on the indices would have been nice, but for now it's just on those 2 tips, and it makes it extremely hard to read. All right, so those are the pros and cons, but for the rest of the video, I wanted to talk about the fact that I got this watch for free, and then how it does affect the review. I mean, I really don't see how you can get a watch from a brand or any type of product from a brand and it not affect the review. I mean, it's just, as the reviewer, you're conflicted because you're excited, you want to share it, and you're so happy. There may be like less emphasis on the negative stuff, which is why I really tried to talk about the things that I didn't like, but I know that it's already a biased review. I acknowledge that, and I guess I just hope people can appreciate that I acknowledge that. It's also very different to review something that you've gotten for free versus something that you pay for, because I feel like when you're paying for something, you know, it's more of an experience that's more in common with what the viewer hopefully will have, because they're trying to decide whether they want to buy the watch or not. And when you get something for free, it's just completely different. And I think also too, when you get something for free, maybe you appreciate it less. I mean, I'm very grateful that they sent me this watch, and it's one that I'm going to keep. I'm not going to sell it or anything. I'm going to keep this watch. But I know that I didn't spend my money on this watch, so I value it less than you know, some of these other watches, even though these are, I think this is the most expensive one, but you know, this watch is about the same as these 3 watches. So about the same. There's a little more, but it's about the same. So I know that how I appreciate it is very much different. Now, frankly, I don't expect Casio to send me any more watches. It'd be great if they did, especially if they sent me some Oceanus watches or Pro Trek watches, because I really like those watches. But you know, maybe it's best that I just buy these watches on my own, and I just review them on my own and make videos on my own. And that way it removes any bias, like 100% it will remove all bias, and I can be proud of that. Now, would I bought this watch as a Casio collector myself? No. I mean, as cool as it is to have this watch, I $300 to me is a lot of money in a space that's already crowded, unless you really like Casio. Instead, what I do want to buy more of are Pro-Treks that aren't huge compasses. I want to buy Oceanus watches that are currently only in the Japanese market. And I really want to get a G-Shock Square that's smaller, that has solar, and it doesn't have baby G on it. That's good. I want that with a positive display, of course. I really want them to make a dive watch. All they gotta do is make a Casio Duro, but it has to be maximum, okay, not minimum, maximum 40 millimeters. They do a dive watch, just make it look just like a Duro, automatic, but it cannot be bigger than 40 millimeters, okay? 40 or under, but not too small, because I got the other one, it's way too tiny. But just make it 40, a true 40, okay? Not a 44, but a true 40. Dive watch, I'll buy the whole set. I will buy all of them. So thank you to Casio for sending this out to me and including me, thinking of me, watching, I guess, my videos, and trusting me to take a good look at it. And I really appreciate that. I'm just a small channel. I just do these videos for fun and for those of us who have small, tiny wrists, and nobody seems to be making videos with that in mind, or either that or they just hold on to the watch the whole time. They don't actually wear the watch, and so as someone with a small wrist, it's kind of hard to tell whether the watch fits or not. So that's who I'm making these videos for, and so I appreciate that people are watching them. So with that, thanks for watching.